Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I am in my trading studio. We're working on another one. Hey, just got back from Atlanta from the Wealth Weekend. Carter and George, those guys did a great job. We got stuff to talk about. I'll talk about that on the end. And I was honored along with others with this nice award. We appreciate you guys. All right, let's get right into it. We got business to take care of. Listen, here are some of the headlines. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen for the rest of the summer. You're going to want to watch every minute of this. Okay, let's get right into it. Here are some of the key headlines. We'll run through them right quick. Tech and chips rebound. Semiconductors and AI stock are rebounding back after a sharp sell-off last week. AMD shares gain followed launch. This is AMD shares gain following the launch of its Helios AI system and a new cloud agreement with Microsoft. Okay, Helios, Helios. Okay, and then we have the one from Google that's coming out in 2028. In the geopolitical arena, which is getting worse, gas hit an average of $4 a gallon this morning. U.S.-Iran tensions, oil prices are fluctuating, hovering near $82 per barrel as U.S. market watch for the potential escalation following vowed retaliation by the U.S. for American servicemen killed over the weekend. We don't care about AMC, all right, or this merger. All right, so I'm just telling you guys that it is getting worse. It's ramping up, and there is a travel alert, a worldwide travel alert for all Americans that is out. So that's where we are, guys. That's where we are, and it's going to whipsaw the market. So what we tell you today, anything could happen tomorrow. We don't control the market; they do. But we have a plan, and we continue to make money. What is the two biggest things that's coming now? The Fed's second meeting, all right? That's down the road in the Fed decision. But the number one thing that is ahead of us this week is tech earnings, big tech earnings, okay? Major big tech companies reporting earnings this week include Alphabet, Google, which is the same company, Tesla on Wednesday, followed by Intel, right? And IBM on Thursday. Okay, so we could see that. Alphabet and Tesla on Wednesday, followed by Intel and IBM on Thursday. So we're just getting ready for all of these big tech companies to report. We could see it right there. Okay, that is going to have a big move on AI and chips, right? It's going to have a big move. If it's bad, we could go down. If it's good, we could go down. We could be flat. We could be flattish, meaning, go up 1%, 2%, that type of deal. I'm talking about these chips or these companies, okay? If we do have a pop, I do believe, and this is not fear mongering, I believe that we could have a pop and then a cool off. And I'm going to share with you some information and just show what I'm talking about. Today we had a cool off. The NASDAQ was up by like 250 points earlier, and it just continued to sell off. So we had an attempt to come back, and then even from that attempt, we fell, all right? We fell by 200 points for the day. So from the highs of the day to the lows of the day, we're talking about a 279 point swing or cool off with the NASDAQ just coming down. Now, remember when I was talking about lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs for the week? I want you to understand that the month that we are in, July, right? This is the 20th of July. Let's look at what normally happens between August and September, which is the summer months. Remember, I've been saying I'm expecting lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. So let me give an example. Okay, so if we go to the NASDAQ over the month, you could see that the NASDAQ keeps coming back strong, right? Boom, keeps coming back to the highs, coming back to the highs. Well, eventually, I expect the NASDAQ, I'm going to use ticker symbol SOXL because it shows a clearer picture of what I'm saying, lower lows and lower highs. Okay, let's get that going. All right, so I shared this in Money Moves this morning. Over the month, you will see we had a high here, then a high here, and then a high here, a low here, a high here, a low here. But you will start to see that we were buying the dips, selling the rips, boom. And we buy the dip, sell the rip, buy the dip, sell the rip. But when you zoom out, all the while, especially from here, this high is lower than this high. This high is lower than this high. Follow? This high is lower than this high. All right? And this low, so this low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low. So we're starting to get lower highs and lower lows. So in the intraday of trading, you're not really focusing on what is happening in the micro, in the macro. We're looking at micro lens. Look at the macro lens, right? That's why we're not buying every single dip. We have been buying. And why were we buying this time? Because of AI. It's a revolution. And this bull market this market has been going up for years now. It's just incredible. It just keeps going. And we didn't want to leave money on the table. But now I'm in the cycle where I want to cash up. Okay, let me show you this because this is very important. Let's look at this. I'm going to blow this up for you to see it. Okay, so now, historically, the NASDAQ composite, why did I choose the NASDAQ instead of the S&P 500? 90% of you guys that are watching me right now, most of your stock are heavily weighted in the NASDAQ. Why? It's tech heavy. Okay, let's start from the beginning again. Historically, the NASDAQ composite experiences negative average returns during the late third quarter months of August and September in a midterm election year. So that is the secret sauce, the midterm election year. So we're just not going over every year, but every 4 years, midterms during an election, which has a pattern. What is that pattern? Let's go to it. Well, August performance. The NASDAQ ranks low during midterms. August, ranking 10 out of the 12 months since tracking since 1974. 10 out of 12, okay? 1 being the best, okay? So this is 10 out of 12. That's pretty bad. And then we go to September, right? The negative trend intensifies in September, while the tech-heavy index, because that's what the NASDAQ is, averages a negative 6% return in any given September. All right, you can see here declines historically accelerates during midterm election cycles. All right, often bottoming out in late September or early October. So I'm saving cash for late September, early October. As a matter of fact, October, what I've been really looking at year over year since I've been investing, which has been consistently since 2007. October is generally a month that we have some buying opportunities. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is typically or historically what happens. Doesn't mean it's going to happen every time. And yes, we have AI to look at, but it is worth looking at. Now, this is 2022. Why did you go to 2022? Because I had to go to a midterm election cycle, right? Take 4 years away from 2026, you're in 2022. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so let's go here. Right, now what I did was I put this level here because this is where we are today. Wednesday, this is the 20th of 22. All right, so in the previous election year, this is where we are now. Is it going to act exactly like this? No. But this showed that we had a little more time left. We may not have it, or we may have it, okay? I just want to say right now, I am not selling the positions that I'm in, okay? I am not buying every dip. I am powdering up. I'm saving dry powder, aka more cash, to buy these dips. Here's what I think is happening today. I think it may not repeat, but it will rhyme. That's what I think. And so you see from here, the 11th of August, which is, here we have August 15th is where it really, so mid-August is where it tipped out. So hopefully we can get a little more push. If that does happen, this is actually what happened last election cycle. We had a fall of 22%. You guys see that? So the Qs, which is the NASDAQ, should I say, the NASDAQ fell by 22%. So here's what happened. We actually had a pump. Or should I say a run up? What? 13, let's call that 14% it ran up, right? And then came back down, forming a W, and it really came back up. But this year, this is what we are expecting so far. What a lot of analysts are expecting is that we will come down, okay, and we will have some sideways chop between the last week of September-ish, or the last couple of weeks of September into October will be the buy range. But what a lot of analysts is saying now is we came down, chop, and they're saying that we could come back up and exceed where it did last year and come back up to where we were before the fall began, and even higher maybe, right? And so that is what I want to point out to you guys. Yes, it does not have to repeat, but it does rhyme often, okay? Let me know in the comments section if you've learned anything or you see anything that was interesting. My name is Larry Jones. This is Stock Up with Larry Jones. And I do want to thank Wealth Weekend, Carter and George, and all of the wonderful people that I met. Thank you for coming and joining in Money Moves. That is the top link below, where we're going to continue to discuss these things and have strategic buying plans. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.